What up, what up, what up? I'm playing more modern Neoform. I've swapped out a Veil of Summer for a Nourishing Shoal. I'm giving that some testing. So far, I've been relatively happy with it. Sideboard, not much has changed. Let's play the games. Opponent plays Forsaken Miner. I'm not sure what this does. Whenever you commit a crime, you may pay black. If you do, return this card graveyard to battlefield. This is some sort of oddball dredge deck, I think. Well, still didn't hit our blue land, and we're filling up our hand with blue cards that might not even be good in this matchup. But I do have a generous ent, so we're good. I totally just overlooked this ent. Yeah, this hand's great. Another Forsaken Miner, and we will force cycle for a Breeding Pool. So just need a green card on top of my deck now. Perfect. We shall go ahead and get Grizzlebrand. I could have also gotten Ureni, because the Ureni is not even safe from an edict, although Pact of Negation renders it pretty safe. I don't really know what our opponent's up to. I'm just going to counter that. I have these extra consigns in my hand. Alright, try not to die on my upkeep. We'll go ahead and cast that. These new Magic Online prompts have kind of been messing with me. I've misplayed a few times already and cost myself some games. There's Allosaurus Rider, that's pretty good. Now I can load up my hand and just hopefully just dump a bunch of stuff into play. Play the land. Play Allosaurus Rider. And then why not? I'll Neoform again. And the opponent scoops it up. Alright, this is likely a Thoughtseize deck. And they seem to care about their graveyards. I think Endurance is something we want. I think I also want Hooting Mandrills against the Thoughtseize deck. I don't think I want Dismember. Probably Floodmaw for problematic permanents. I think I'll go with that in, and then out. I think we can take one Pact. Let's see what else. Against the Thoughtseize deck, I want to leave my combo pieces in. Maybe one planar, another Pact, and oh wait, why did Veil Summer come out? Get rid of a planar. And Nourishing Shoal. Game number 2, this hand looks pretty good. I'll keep. Opponent indeed has the Thoughtseize. Nothing we could have done about that. And they take the Rider. I agree. No Thoughtseize bug for us today. Opponent cast Shambling Ghast. When it dies, it makes a treasure. I think that's what they probably want. Tomb of Urami. I don't recognize this card. Already got one payoff in my hand. I don't need another. Good. We're getting pretty close to this. Hooting Mandrills. I think I'll play the bridge. Getting to use the Veil Summer this turn might be good. Also, drawing a fetch land would be good. Warren Soul Trader. There was a version of Living End playing this card. Let's see. They can make a lot of mana with this card. Do I want to just cycle? I think I'm going to cycle. I don't think I care about my spells not being counterable. It doesn't matter because I drew another one anyway. That gives me a potential with this Hootie Mandrills, or we could just draw another Allosaurus Rider. I think that's good too. Opponent makes a bunch of treasures. All right, they cast Shieldred's Edict. That's fine. I will not be sacking Grizzlebrand. And the game is over. 1-0. On to round number 2. Round number 2, this hand is reasonable. If Veil of Summer is good, this hand should be pretty good. Although I do have 2 kind of dead cards. But I can go digging for my Neoform. Hootie Mandrills could do its job here. I'm going to keep. And it's Eldrazi. Not sure if this is Brute Scale Eldrazi or some sort of larger Eldrazi. Okay, it's Eldrazi Tron. Unfortunately, our opponent's lands are going to go unmolested. Yep, they've got turn 3 Tron. So this hand didn't really work out. It was a little too slow, I think. There's the Neoform. I guess I'll keep that on top. We're still kind of far from casting the Mandrills is the problem. Our opponent has Tron and they play a Glaring Fleshraker. Not the biggest threat in the world. Mindstone. So not the biggest turn from our opponent. I think what I'm going to do is use this Planar Genesis to dig for an Allosaurus Rider. And now even if they were to have like a Vexing Bauble, I could still beat it. This puts 2 cards in the graveyard. Let's see, what do I want? I want Allosaurus Rider. Boom. Now this is a Warping Whale deck as well, which we can also beat 2 different ways. Alright, this turned out pretty good. Let's go ahead and bin. Let's see, what do I not want to put into play? Well, Mandrills, obviously. The super greedy play here is to pitch Veil of Summer and just bank on them not having anything. I'm not going to do that, though. I'm going to bin Ureni. Okay, opponent did nothing. I'll just get Galta. Put Atraxa into play. Trigger Atraxa. Let's see, we will get... I think I want Boseiju, Enchantment Xenagos, Planar Genesis, Allosaurus Rider. And I'll play Allosaurus Rider, pitching Veil and Xenagos. There's Karn the Great Creator. That's what I thought they were probably up to. Important to note, I can't pact that. And exactly what I thought might happen happened. Normally this would be a very tough situation for us, but I do have Boseiju. I'm actually thinking of going to another main deck artifact removal spell. I only have Boseiju right now. And I've come up in a couple situations where if I didn't have my main deck Boseiju, I would lose. I wonder if something like a Foundation Breaker or a second Boseiju would be better. We can just go ahead and bin that. Not really sure what I'm looking for. This should just win the game. All right. We stole a game versus Tron by drawing very good with Atraxa. What do I want? I think I want all the artifact and enchantment I think I want Dismember to kill Flesh Raker. Not sure if I want Endurance. I don't think they're a Delirium Eldrazi deck. We didn't see any green mana. Do I want Hooting Mandrills to play around their main deck of Vaccine Baubles? I think so. So then what comes out? Summoner's Pact, Pact of Negation, Veil. Just kind of trim everything here. Just trim the entire package. That wasn't a dirty comment. Let's see. Xenagos is pretty good against them. I guess I'll pull a Nature's Claim back. You don't want to go too heavy on Artifact and Enchantment hate. Especially, I still have Veil of Summer. I still have some Pact of Negation. I still have a Boseiju. I don't need to just go full on disenchant mode here. Alright. What does this hand have? Unfortunately, it doesn't have enough. This is a little better. Let's see. In order of cards I want most to least, I think I'm going to put back Pact of Negation because I can't use it. And I've already got Nature's Claim to do Pact of Negation's job. Now, should I kill that Expedition map? They're on 4 cards, so the opponent mulligan wants. Hopefully the opponent doesn't just have natural Tron. There we go, Eldrazi Temple. Although, still pretty good. It's still basically a Tron land. Alright. We're inching closer to our combo. That's exactly what happens. Probably take the evolution here. If I had to guess. They take Summoner's Pact. Okay. Just going to go ahead and bin everything I can to get this Hooting Mandrills into play. If I draw Neoform here, it could be quite good. Natural State. Not the best. Let's see, is it worth it to kill a land? Yeah, I'm going to use my cards while I have them. And play. Setting up to go off next turn. Kozilek's Command. They make some mana. So we may have a turn here. Although they do have Warping Whale mana now. I don't know how many Warping Whales they play main deck. Oh, they use their mana. No more Warping Whale mana. Disruptor Flute. That's not good. Pact of Negation, not what I need. And I think the opponent made the same calculation I did in terms of combat, so there's no way they're going to block. So Eldritch Evolution costs 6 to cast now, so we just need a Neoform. Okay, we're in a bit of a Mexican standoff with our opponent. Although that map could get them another big land. Let's see what they want. Probably an Eldrazi Temple is my guess. Devour of Destiny, that's not that bad. I could draw Consign to Memory for that. Cool, Neoform is a good draw. I could sneak 4 damage in here. What are the odds my opponent blocks? I'm not going to risk it. If the opponent just soul read us and blocked there, that would be bad. Oh, and they don't even want to see. So with Hooting Mandrills, I could only get Atraxa. So that wasn't that good, but I guess the opponent had seen enough. On to round number 3. Round number 3, this hand doesn't really do much. I'm going to have to send that back. This hand looks great. Let's see, what do I send back here? Probably just the extra copy of Neoform. Yeah, it looks like an Atraxa deck. Okay, this could be just kind of a turn 2 go off. Summoner's Pact. No, I don't want that. Alright, well, it's going to have to do. Let's see, what do I want? So Ureni's not going to kill Psychic Frog. Just going to get Grizzlebrand here. And I'll draw some cards. Yeah, there's Solitude. Let's see. I'm just going to draw 7 more. All I need is a Consign to Memory, and we're good to go ahead and counter this. Let's see, what do I want to do? Alright, I've discarded the hand size. And I've decided that in my next upkeep, I'm going to go for a solo Consign with Veil of Summer backup, so that if they try to counter, I can draw a card. Alright, well, if I didn't have 2 Consign to Memories, that Thoughtseize would be a problem. And the opponent agrees. On to game number 2. Let's see. Definitely want Endurance. Definitely want Hooting Mandrills against the Thoughtseize deck. Definitely want these Mystical Disputes. I think that's all I want. I'm going to take out some free, quote-unquote, free spells. Take out an Eldritch. I think I want both Galtas in the deck, but I don't want Xenagos. Shoal I want more for aggro matchups. Guess I'll sideboard like this. This hand has an overall lack of green spells, but it does have 2 lands, which is a good number of lands, so I'm not going to get too flooded. 3rd land if I need it. I guess I'll keep. There's the Thoughtseize. Not going to worry about that. Opponent takes Consign to Memory. Now that they know about Mystical Dispute, it's a little bit less damaging, but it does mean they really can't play Psychic Frog for a while. I am going to play my land and pass. If they do cast a blue spell into Mystical, I'll probably just Mystical, and if they don't, I've got Planar Genesis. Opponent bins a Grizzlebrand. And if they just go for a Goryo's right here, we're a little SOL. We would have to Planar Genesis to try to hit a Mystical. And then Pact of Negation. That's what they do, so that's what I'm going to do. Our opponent got in under our first counterspell. And we can't do anything about it. So, no. I'll just take the Eldritch Evolution, and we just have to survive this Grizzlebrand now. The good news is they'll have to discard at the end of their turn, so they can only keep so many cards in their hand. Okay, opponent discards Atraxa, Quantum Riddler, Solitude, Quantum Riddler, Archaeologist. So their hand is probably just all counter spells. That being the case, I think I'm just going to play my land, hurt myself, and pass the turn. Opponent has Thoughtseize. After long deliberation, opponent takes Allosaurus Rider. They cannot activate a Grizzlebrand if they were to put one into play. We draw another Mystical Dispute. That's not really what I wanted to see. Opponent cast Goryo's. I'm just going to counter it. And I'm just going to go, well, yeah, I'm just going to concede. I don't see myself winning this game. All right. This hand does not have green mana. Gonna send it back. This hand has 2 lands. Third if I need it, Rider, Evolution. Yeah, that's a good one. I still can't protect against a Thoughtseize, but that's okay. I'm just gonna put back the I think the Summoner's Pact. No. I'm gonna keep the Summoner's Pact, put back Battle. 4 Hedge Maze. Atraxa, okay. What do I want here? I think Planar Genesis is okay to leave on top. Opponent Thought seizes us. Okay, they take our Allosaurus Rider. Opponent gets to Entomb a Grizzlebrand for free. That's a little bit rough. Yeah, they go for Goryo's. Let's see what we can do about it. We get the Pact. Although this is still a 2-for-1 in our opponent's favor. Oh, there's also Endurance. Let's see. Yeah, I think I want Endurance more. It's a 2-for-1 either way. But this gets their graveyard empty. So this is like a 2-for-2. If you count the just gonna pitch Evolution there. If you count the Grizzlebrand in their graveyard as a card, this is a 2-for-2. Hopefully they don't have Subtlety though. No Subtlety for our opponent. Alright, Veil of Summer is not horrible. We can blow out a Thoughtseize. I'm not going to cycle this Veil of Summer yet. Alright. Now I'll be casting my Hooting Mandrills. Unfortunate I can't keep up Veil of Summer. But our opponent declined the opportunity to Thoughtseize us last turn, probably because it wasn't safe and Frog was. And now they have the Thoughtseize. So we're going to lose our Evolution here. Could have saw that one coming. Unfortunately, we have not been hitting lands. They jump the Frog. Maybe they'll just draw nothing and we can attack them with Monkey. There's that land, turn late. Opponent attacks and triggers their Frog. Another Psychic Frog. 2 of them's not really that much better than 1. Surveil a Forest, I think, to the graveyard. Too late for that. What I need is a Neoform. No, actually, a Neoform doesn't do it. There's Pact of Negation. Oh, I don't want to... Do I want to lose both? No, I'll just Veil. Veil Summer right now. They leave a frog back, indicating that they will dump their hand, which I don't blame them for. Okay, I'm just gonna use Generous Int. To dig. I guess I'll leave that Veil on top. Opponent seems like they're taking this game kind of slow. Opponent cast Teferi. Alright. Let's see, I should have packed that Teferi. I accidentally tapped the pass priority key. Yeah, I've got to just pass the turn now. I have to draw into something. Alright, after playing that out for a while, I realized there's no way I was winning the game, so we will go to round number 4. Round number 4, let's see what's going on here. I've got 2 Surveils, a Pact. I've already got the Grizzlebrand. I'm going to keep. This only needs a Neoform. Actually, this needs a Neoform and 2 green cards. I probably should have mulliganed this. I'll put that on top. Okay, opponents on Eldrazi. Null Drifter. Actually, wonder what this is. This could be a Thrall deck. The one that is like a no ETBs for creatures. I forget what it's called. Doorkeeper Thrall, I think. Alright, maybe some inexperience with the deck showing. I actually don't think this hand was a keep in hindsight. Unclaimed territory on Eldrazi. So they've got multiple color Eldrazi. Don't need a breeding pool. Okay, that was a pretty good draw. Actually, I should have gone off last turn because they could have Doorkeeper Thrall. They don't have white mana, though, so we're good for now. Thought Not Seer, that was a nightmare scenario. Gonna leave Generous Int in my hand to be green. Okay. Veil of Summer would also be a good draw. Yeah, I'll take the Veil of Summer. So that'll be a Chalice of the Void trigger. Well, it'll be any number of them. Okay, just need a Neoform. That's how I started the game. Yep, and now we have to suffer. We're going to take the beats from this Thought Not Seer. Need an evolution. I'm going to go no. And I think... what's the best card to take here? I think leave Galta in the deck is correct. I don't think I need another Veil, so I'll take Generous Int. Could just cast it potentially if I get unlucky and draw 2 more lands. This is why you combo early, folks. You just take the risk. Hopefully we get another turn, but we might not. Alright, opponent cast Eldrazi Line Breaker. Looking for a Neoform. Alright, I think that's good. Granted, we're going to take a lot of damage here. Might just be dead. Draw the Eldritch. Start with a Veil. Summoner's Pact for an Allosaurus Rider. Cast Allosaurus Rider. Eldritch Evolution. Get Galta. Grizzlebrand goes into play. And now we hope that they can't ping us out. Opponent hard casts a Null Drifter. Opponent attacks with everything, triggering Annihilator. Go ahead and sacrifice a permanent. And I do get a free block on Thought-Knot Seer. And I do get a card from that. Nice. Although, Allosaurus Rider, not the best. Pay the money or lose the game. I think pain sounds good. Go to my turn. Consign to memory. Okay, if we get a turn, that could be useful. If our opponent had like 1 or 0 cards in hand, I might just attack with Galta because they can only swing back for 5 on board. But all they have to do is put any colorless creature into play, and that's a win. So that's a no for me. Next turn, if they don't attack this turn, I can consign to memory their Eldrazi trigger, their Linebreaker trigger. That might be good enough. Flesh Raker, that's not good. That's bad. Okay, that's bad. We go to 4. Opponent has another Thought-Knot Seer. I'm good to scoop this up. All right. Lesson learned there. Got to go for the combo as soon as possible. Let's see. I think I want Dismember. I think I want some natural states and a bounce spell. I think I'll take out Pact, Veil. I think I want Nourishing Shoal. They're kind of aggro. Take out Genesis, I guess. Game 2, this hand has it all as long as we avoid like a hate piece, I guess. I'll keep that, yeah. Now, what I don't have is the ability to respond to a hate piece, but this is a turn 2 if our opponent doesn't have like a Vexing Bauble or Chalice. Our opponent had main deck Chalice of the Void last game. Of note, Chalice of the Void only stops Summoner's Pact. Even though we don't pay anything for Allosaurus Rider, its cost is still 7. It's only Vexing Bauble that hits both of these. Hopefully they don't have another Vexing Bauble or something. Now they could have Warping Whale. We did see our last Eldrazi opponent with main deck Warping Whale. I'm going to get Breeding Pool. That might be a little aggressive, but I don't want to run myself into a corner with colored mana. If I can help it. Hopefully he just taps and sacks. If he doesn't sacrifice this, I think that indicates Warping Whale. Alright, I think we're pretty good here to go off. Alright, we got their game 2. Unfortunate, probably could have won the match if we just gone off first last turn. Gone off second turn at first game is what I meant. Okay, do I want to change anything here? I'm gonna take out Nourishing Shoal and go up a Nature's Claim. So this hand needs an evolution. As long as I get one turn without them dropping a hate piece, I can counter a colorless spell. Is that good enough? This hand, I just don't think it's good enough. I'm looking for a fast combo. That's a fast combo with no protection at all. But we're not going to 5. There's no rule against drawing one of our... I have 5 spells in my deck that could just blow up a hate piece, so I'll keep that. I can put the basic forest back in my deck. Devour of Destiny goes off. Okay, they put back some cards that aren't hate piece. Oh, Stonebrain's kind of a hate piece. Okay. Opponent's got a turn here. Actually, they've got a lot of turns. Stonebrain. Alright, what do they name, I wonder? Veil of Summer doesn't matter. At most, they only hit one card out of our hand, though. I think Allosaurus Rider is the card that they name. So, actually, for that reason, I'm just going to put it in play. Because I only have one Hooty Mandrills left in the deck, if that's what they do. And I don't think they have great removal. They could just dismember this and the game would pretty much end. They Vexing Bauble. I don't think that's what you wanted to do. I think you want a Stonebrain Neoform. Oh, they can still... I forgot this could just make colorless mana. It doesn't even have to be Eldrazi mana. This card is nonsense. Okay, well, I'm going to lose my Neoform. Could still draw an Eldritch Evolution. Opponent's on 2 cards in hand. I could also just kill them with Allosaurus Rider. That's in play. Yeah, they chose Neoform. Just no restriction, colorless mana. You get the card back later. Okay, I drew a card. It wasn't a good one, but I drew one. I'm going to top that. Maybe I'll just fight something. The odds of drawing something better aren't great. Play this tapped. Like, if next turn he goes Flesh Raker, I can just fight it. That is a plan. It's not the main plan. Got to avoid the Thought Not Seer here. That's not good. I could get this bigger than a Thought-Knot Seer potentially, though. So he's got to take Bridgeworks. Yeah, and he does. All right, so we got to take off attacking until we can draw 2 more lands. Well, 1 more land. Play this one. Or I could just draw Eldritch Evolution. That's also acceptable. I think I'll just get Galta, just put a 10-10 flyer into play, along with my 12-12 trample, and hope it's good enough. Against our Eldrazi opponent with 1 card in hand and a 4/4 lolcow in play. I wonder if they're typing away about how lucky I am. Let's see. Nope, no comments. All right, 3-1, despite some bad play. Let's go to the final round. Round number 5, we have 2 lands, but no blue, Neoform. Consign, but nothing to cast it with. I'm going to send this back. Okay, the hand's a little better. I think I'll keep and put back Basic Island. I need to keep my green cards, and Pact and Consign kind of go together here. Alright, opponent starts with Commercial District, probably indicating another Eldrazi deck. That's been my experience. Bojuka Bog. Yeah, I think this is Eldrazi. Or it's like a wild take on a Primeval Titan. There's an evolution. Good, we'll keep that on top. We can counter a colorless spell. Just need a green card on top of my deck. They didn't do anything. I wonder if that means they're holding up Warping Whale. Keep that green card on top. I think I'm just going to go for it. Oh, actually. Can't go for it. I don't have enough land. Darn, should have bottomed that. Well, I needed the green card anyway. We'll just go ahead and play it out. And by play it out, I mean continue playing. I don't mean play the Allosaurus Rider. It could just like die to a random dismember in our opponent's hand. Is this another Thought-Knot Seer? No, it's still a Myca Spawn. Finally, I get to do the thing that Consign to Memory was designed to do, which is counter this card and its stupid trigger. Go to my turn. Did not draw the land I needed. But do I want to just run this Rider out anyway? No, I don't. Okay. Ice-Till Explorer. They can play Bog from their graveyard, is that correct? No. So what you can play lands, and then when you play a land, you mill, but you can't play lands from your graveyard. No, you can play lands from your graveyard. Okay, this guy does everything. That's not a land. Opponent has infinite lands. They exile our graveyard. That kind of sucks. Farther from Hooty Mandrills. Alright. It's a new turn. It's time to draw a land. Hey. Let's see. What do I want to get? So actually, hang on. I think I want to put... So I don't have any chance to get like a Galta into a Grizzlebrand or anything. So one thing I could do is just get Galta, put 2 more riders into play. The other thing I can do is get a Grizzlebrand. I think I need to go for the Grizzlebrand so I can use this Pact of Negation next turn. Like, does a 12/12 and 2 4/4s win the game? Is a 12/12 and 2 4/4s better than a Grizzlebrand? I mean, no, because colored cards just get absolutely obliterated by this Eldrazi deck. Yeah, I'm going to get Grizzlebrand. And now maybe I'll be able to put these riders into play. Well, this rider into play. There's Consigned to Memory. Nothing else, though. Veil of Summer, I guess. Opponent fires off a huge Eldrazi command, which I will Pact of Negation. There's another Summoner's Pact. Does that help? I don't think so. Don't need a third one. So I could use one of these. Let's see if Grizzlebrand survives combat before using it. Oh, that was dumb. I should have just... That was big dumb by me. Yeah, I should have just used Grizzlebrand to see if I could hit a Neoform. Okay, well, we'll do that next turn. If I get a next turn. What an stupid I was. So if you don't see what I was saying, I could have just used Grizzlebrand. If I hit a Neoform, I could then sack the rider. Our opponent still is under a good amount of pressure. That's Writhing Crystallis. That could maybe go off with Stirring Wildwood to make a bunch of... No, it couldn't. Well, actually, shoot. If they were able to make a bunch of Eldrazi Scions, then they could put Writhing Crystallis with Shifting Wildwoods, attack, and then sack 4 Eldrazi Scions. Hopefully they can't do that. They can actually attack for 5, which would all but turn off Grizzlebrand. Let's see. Yeah, they don't have anything that good in their graveyard. Alright, well, whatever this is, I think I'm going to see if I can draw another Consigned to Memory to counter my Pact of Negation. Okay, the Eldrazi command for 5. Not going to be letting that happen. Well, what is he doing? Scries then draws. I don't think I want that to happen. But the problem is, so if this resolves and then he activates, so 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So that's 14 damage. If this resolves, I lose. Computer's freezing up. Draw 7. Okay, depending on what I draw determines what I can do here. All right, I can gain life. There's another Neoform, by the way. I can draw again. I really need to consign to memory. Did not get it. Oh my gosh. That's bad. But I still have planar genesis. That's very not good. I think our opponent has us here. Okay, actually, here's what we can do. Because if this resolves, I lose, right? Yeah, so he's going to get 5 scions. He can activate his Shifting Wildwood, target Writhing Chrysalis, have two 2/4s, so attack for 4, and then sack these scions 5, 6, 7. All right, I have to pact it, and then what I have to do is in my upkeep, I have to planar genesis for another consigned to memory. That's not good. Yeah, he's just going to win the game. All right. Unfortunate. So he would just go to our turn and not pay. Okay, what to do? I don't think I want Dismember. I think I want Flood Maw and some natural states. Shoal was okay there. See, I can never tell if Nourishing Shoal is good or not. Like, it gave me another draw there, but what if it was just a card I needed? I'll keep it in because we just used it successfully. And then out, I guess I'll go... Let's see, I take out 1 Pact, 1 Genesis, 2 Veils. Okay, game number 2. What all do we have? So I've got 2 lands here. It's very painful, but I have them. And then I can Summoner's Pact. Yeah, this can just go off turn 2, so I'll keep it. Whatever. I'm just going to hope to dodge hate for a turn. It's funny. This is a no land hand, but it's really a 2 land hand. If the opponent goes like turn 1 Vexing Bobble, then, you know, shoot. That's really all they can do turn 1. I guess Chalice of the Void, but that's not that good against us. The only thing that stops is our packs. Play the land, pay the life, pass the turn. Opponent does nothing. We'll use the Ent for the breeding pool. Make these a little bigger. Oh, there's the rider. Nice. Pay 2 life. Play the rider. And they're just F6'd. Okay, so the new way triggers work are messing with me. I almost just clicked through this trigger without putting anything into play, but I did not. Target Galta. Attack. Kaboom. Makes up for the last game. All right, do I want to change anything for game 3? Is Pact of Negation really that good? I'm going to substitute, I think, 1 Hooty Mandrills for 1 Pact of Negation. Or 1 Summoner's Pact. Just as a hedge against Vexing Bauble, because that's a card that they might dig for. I'm just kind of under the assumption that almost every deck has Vexing Bauble in it, unless it's trying to play free spells itself. Okay, so this has the combo. After turn 1, I mean, by the combo, I mean this has Pact Consign. Plus it's got 1/2 of our 2-card combo. I'll keep. This is a little sketchy. It's got a lot of things that I want to see in the matchup, just not necessarily things I all want to see together in my opener. So Vexing Bauble doesn't matter now that I have Veil of Summer. So I think I'll just let that go. Sure. And I also have cards in my deck that are better at answering Vexing Bauble than cards in my hand. Oh, shoot. Okay, so the game lagged. I tapped one too many times. Shoot. Well, now I have to draw Disenchant. I didn't even see this Grafdigger's Cage on the stack. That sucks. Oh well. I would have countered that. Don't need that. If I do need it, I can always endurance myself later at some point. That's unfortunate. The game was really laggy. Alright, so now I'm down to just 1 Galta left in my deck. I think I want the Neoform. Now all I need to do is get a hate piece for this Grafdigger's Cage. Boom, there it is. So we can do that over the course of 2 turns. It costs 4 mana to go off right now through everything our opponent has. And the nice part is I probably won't have to use Pact of Negation, which means I can just get like a value Grizzlebrand. The Xenagos is already in my graveyard. Man, the longer the game, or the longer this league goes, the worse my computer is performing. Just running OBS makes my computer run so bad, Magic Online somehow. Okay, good. Is opponent doing nothing? I like that. I like it when they don't do anything. Go ahead and kill a Grafdigger's Cage. And I need to draw a green card. Boom, there's a green card. What is bro doing? Are they going to make me take a turn off to use my Pact of Negation? No, that doesn't work. That doesn't work because they have Vexing Bauble. Alright, what is bro doing? Probably a big command, yeah. No response. They're doing this now so that I can't go off next turn if I packed plus consign, I guess. They're hoping that I'm reliant on my graveyard. And they are making some scions. All right. I'm going to try to avoid clicking on anything and accidentally like discarding a card or passing too many priorities. Okay. They could have Warping Whale. Yeah. So we start with Veil. We then get an Allosaurus Rider. Gosh, this is so nerve-wracking with all the lag on my computer. Like, I'm afraid to click anything. Cast this. Discard these two. Yield to that. Cast Neoform. Hopefully they go for a Warping Whale, actually. Alright. Get Grizzlebrand. Gonna use it now to try to get another Allosaurus Rider in. Didn't work. Okay, so I'm going to counter the trigger. I actually don't care about their 6/6. Which is a funny thing to say. And then do I need to replicate my consign? I don't think I need to replicate my consign. Boom. Is there anything I want to do before combat here? No, because Xenagos is gone. So we'll get to attack. And then I'm going to go to their turn and see if I need to use Grizzlebrand. Once again, my graveyard does not matter at the moment. Let's see if I need to counter that. Oh no, Vexing Bobble's still in play. Darn. No. Consign. Well, Sire of Seven Deaths is going to unfortunately resolve. But I could draw my Into the Floodmaw, pay 7 life, and bounce it. There's a Neoform. So I could Neoform for Atraxa, and it would have a counter on it. Yeah, okay, I can't attack, and I have to do this. So do I have to go to 4? I also got more consigned memories. That's nice. I could also counter a ward trigger. No more disenchants. That's unfortunate. Okay, so what I do here, I have to cast Summoner's Pact Neoform to get... Oh, but the problem is Neoform can't get a big enough Atraxa. Okay. I'm out of fetchables, so I'm going to play Breeding Pool, but am I going to play it tapped or not? So this is going to cost 1 to counter. I don't think I need to play the Breeding Pool. I don't think I need to take damage. Oh, this game sucks. Sire of Seven Deaths was so timely for our opponent. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, I'm gonna take the 2 life. Yes. Cast. Counter the trigger. Get Allosaurus Rider. Could also get Galta. Do I have any Galtas left? Either way, I'm pitching 1, 2. Cast. Oh, my computer sucks. I'm losing like 30 seconds per play here. Rider. There's also I could just get Galta. Yeah, okay, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna get Galta. Okay. Gonna sacrifice Generous Ant. Draw a bunch more cards. Unfortunately, I can't use Endurance here. Now I attack. Yeah, he's got no cards in hand. I think this is a good attack. Alright, well these Pact of Negations are unusable. Bridgeworks Battle is also a good one. Opponent has 1 turn to kill us here, I think. They sack Vaccine Bauble to draw a card, which turns on our packs. Nice. But I can't use it because I already have to pay 4. Writhing Crystallis is good. Yep. Just before anything stupid happens, I'm going to get rid of their graveyard. I think I have to pay for a pack trigger now. Yes, pay. All right, Into the Flood Maw was a good one. Reach. Just bounce that guy. Try to declare attackers. Okay, so I had to turn off OBS because it was making my computer just way too slow, but we did eventually manage to attack for the win. Thanks for watching, everybody.